again to another rendition of Highly Questionable. Everybody's back together again. What do you like, Bomani?
Yeah, me and Dan didn't come to work yesterday, so we're going to act like everybody's been waiting to hear what we think about Boogie Cousins.
I was at work yesterday.
You were?
Dale, papi.
You ain't told me that.
Is Magic Johnson the right guy to make the Lakers relevant again?
Man, this was cutthroat. This was gangster stuff. At the beginning of the month, Magic Johnson is brought in as an advisor and a consultant. And what he advises is everyone get out of the way. I'm in charge now. Longtime general manager Mitch Kupchak, gone. The brother of Jeannie Buss, gone. And now Magic Johnson is going to make all the decisions. But, Money, I don't know that he's qualified to do that. The failure of him as a coach was pretty spectacular. I don't know if he's qualified, but the people who were doing it before weren't very qualified either when it comes to Buss's brother.
Let's stop and take a moment to appreciate the fact that Magic's gangster is so certified, he just fired the owner. Like that dude, he's one of the owners. He just got fired from this. Now, is Magic the right guy to make them relevant? Hiring Magic is why we talk about this on the top of this show. A certain relevance does come with it. The question is, does Magic know what he's doing? I don't know how we answer that when the only real indicators we've got are coming off his Twitter account. There's a lot of exclamation points. I don't know if exclamation points are going to make the Lakers great again.
By the way, 2 days before the trading deadline. Hey, everybody, new boss in charge.
I'm guessing they're not going to make any trades.
Can I say something to Jim Buss?
Yes, go ahead.
Don't worry, Jim. You get another top job. I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
What is there for him to do now, by the way? He's going to still work there. Right. What's his gig?
Don't hurt yourself, Poppy.
What does it say about the Kings that they turned down a better offer for Boogie last week?
So basically, the Kings have turned into what the Clippers were when I was a kid, except when I was a kid, the Clippers never had a player as good as DeMarcus Cousins, and even they wouldn't have just given him away for a box of basketball cards like the Kings did. But Vlade Divac seemed to have a little bit of an explanation.
Any thought that maybe you can wait till you get a little closer to the deadline and there's more pressure? Would you gotten be able to get more?
We will get, most likely we will get less. Because I had a better deal 2 days ago.
Than what you got now?
Yep.
And you had a better offer for Cousins 2 days ago?
Talk to those agents. This was the best time and the best offer we get for in this particular time.
You don't say that out loud in front of people, man. The one thing this does seem to indicate, though, is that Vivek Ranadive may have a little bit too much to do with basketball because the only person that seems to love Buddy Hield in that way is him. Why? Because he thinks Buddy Hield reminds him of Steph Curry because Ranadive, former minority owner at the Warriors, really wants to make the Kings the new Warriors. Buddy Hield ain't no Steph Curry, man.
There are only 2 reasons you volunteer that if you're Vlade Divac, because he wasn't asked, did you have a better deal 2 days ago? And the only reason we know it is because he volunteered it. The 2 reasons are this. You're incompetent, you don't know what you're doing, or the second option is you want everyone to know that this trade is not your fault. Either it's the owner's fault or it's the agents who wouldn't agree to an extension for Boogie somewhere else, and therefore they nuked the deal. This is Vlade Divac telling you and everyone else, hey, this ain't my fault.
We don't believe it, though. Like, we just think it's everybody's fault. You're not going to be able to separate yourself from this mess.
Do you see how sad Boogie was to go?
He was sad.
Oh, why never changed.
Love you, Boogie.
My love for this city will never change. Even though I'm gone, it'll still be the same. I'm still looking out for these kids. Every family in this city matters to me. Every soul in the city matters to me. So everything's the same. I'm just not in a Kingdom uniform anymore, which is okay because the love is still here.
On the things that really matter, DeMarcus Cousins is absolutely in the right place. On those things that don't really matter that much, like basketball and getting along with the people that you work with, it's a little trickier.
I like emotional Boogie. I'm looking forward to the future emotional Boogie who tells us emotionally all the problems he had honestly with that organization, because that guy's coming too.
Would the Derrick Rose, Tim Thibodeau, the Butcher reunion work for either side?
You got his nickname right, the Butcher, because he looks like a butcher. You called him Tim, though, when his name is Tom. Hey, we take our victories where we can get them. This doesn't make a lot of sense from a basketball standpoint, given that it's being talked about Ricky Rubio for Derrick Rose. Ricky Rubio, according to all the metrics, including defensively, has been better than Derrick Rose. but you make this deal if you're trying to get a contract off the books. They're trying to get rid of Ricky Rubio. Derrick Rose's contract will come off the books in a year, and then Tim Thibodeau would be able to do things with the salary cap room that affords him.
And the thing with Derrick Rose, if we didn't have the context of what Derrick Rose used to be in everything in Chicago, he's an 18-point-a-game scorer, shooting 46% from the floor. That's not a bad thing to pick up. And at the very least, Derrick Rose is going to try to finish where Ricky Rubio has demonstrated over the last 8 years. He ain't really about that sort of life here. It works for the reason Dan said. You get Derrick Rose in, and then you get him off the books. This is Minnesota saying, we've got a better point guard than Chris Dunn for our future. Let's move on from this guy we have here.
You know who might veto this trade? Derrick Rose's knees.
Oh.
That's right. Then I say, enough of the butcher. I don't want to go in there anymore.
I tried this before. He cusses at me, and it hurts.
When he said enough of the butcher, I thought it was a different word he was going to use. Also started with BU, and we were going to have to bleep it out.
Are you surprised to learn that Rick Ankiel drank before games?
All right, Rick Ankiel's got a book coming out, doing a little promo for it, and he says that when he had a severe case of the yips in his second year in the league, he was drinking vodka before games. Now, is this a big shock? Not really, because if you remember how good he was as a rookie and how quickly it all fell apart, he would have done anything at that point to not think while he was on the pitcher's mound, just to take his mind elsewhere so that maybe he wouldn't have to consider how hard it was to get the ball over the plate. I'm honestly surprised he didn't do more.
I'm telling you, when I saw Rick Ankiel pitch in short circuit, it is as vulnerable as I've ever seen an athlete be in public. It was David Duval type stuff where you're looking for any kind of escape hatch. I imagine a lot of people say this is reckless, irresponsible, and cast all sorts of moral judgments on this. But when you're as lost as this guy was with the talent that he has, I don't blame him for looking for escapes, detours, and anything that feels like a cure.
Plus, when he was an outfielder and he needed to hit, he started taking the HGH. Look, whatever it was going to take for Rick Ankiel, he was down to give it a run.
But it's still okay if I drink before the show, right?
Yeah, that's
no
okay.
problem.
Yeah, that makes it better.
Man, that's no
Yeah,
problem.
no, that's okay. Yeah, we allow that here.
I got to get in the mood, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, move for what?
The Southern goalkeeper do anything wrong?
All right, we're going to talk about the footy. They call it the footy over there. Anyway, it's this big old tournament. You have teams of all different levels. And somehow it got on the board that this guy, Wayne Shaw, a third-string keeper who weighs 300-plus pounds, would go at some point into the crowd to get a meat pie. Well, it seemed that there was no chance for him to go into the game, so he figured, hey, how about I go get me a meat pie?
Yeah.
There he is right there, eating that meat pie.
8-1 odds if you had him having a meat pie during the game, the roly-poly goalie.
Now, the dilemma here is that everyone knew that this was on the board, and maybe his people might have had some money on it, and therefore he went and got the meat pie for them, to which I say, that sounds like the casino's fault and not mine. You should have known what I could have found out and how much I love meat pies.
He resigned, incidentally, but he can take all his gambling winnings. You cannot have gambling around your sports this way. He can take all his gambling winnings now that he's 45 years old and was a little bit of a joke anyway, and eat all the meat pies he wants, which sounds delicious.
I think that I'm qualified to be the new backup goalie for that team, you
He's
know?
only a few years older, and he's got the same hunger.
Coming up next on my son's TV show, we talk to Chris Hogan.
Growing up, she used to be pretty good at playing the game Super Smash Brothers, and she can still kick my butt. And to this day, it frustrates the hell out of me because I can't beat her in that game.
Joining us at the beach today is Chris Hogan.
Champion receiver for the Patriots. My father wants to talk to him. I want to talk to him. Bomani's got to go to the bathroom, though. So let's get Bomani out of here. How would you explain your upbringing to somebody who wasn't around for it? What were the details that you remember? How would you describe it?
I mean, my parents, you know, they did such a great job of raising me and, you know, just teaching me about, you know, what hard work is all about and, you know, never giving up on your dreams, never giving up on something that you start, you know, never quitting on something. And, you know, that's something that really resonated with me when I was younger, you know, just trying to, you know, working hard, practicing, whatever it was, just to, you know, try to be, you know, great at sports in high school, you know, then in college. And, you know, I graduated from Penn State. That was something, you know, that academics, they always took very seriously. And, you know, I was very, very thankful for the way how they treated and how they raised me and my brother and my sister. And, you know, without the lessons that my dad had taught me and my mom, I mean, you know, they really taught me about working hard and, you know, to get to where you want to get, you know, you got to work for it.
When did you doubt the most once you realized, okay, I want to try this football thing? When did you doubt the most that you'd be able to make it as a pro?
You know, when I first got my first taste of playing in the NFL, when I was after the lockout, and I went to San Francisco, and they signed me as an undrafted free agent. You know, just when I was on the field with them, I knew that I could play in the league. I just needed some time to learn the sport of football again, because I've been away from it for so long, and you know, I just needed a couple of different opportunities, and I was very thankful I was able to get some opportunities in San Francisco, Miami, and then in Buffalo, and now with the Patriots, and you know, it's just been incredible.
Which release ended up hurting the most? Which is the one that you remember making you either most scared or most hurt?
When I got cut from Miami, it was, you know, I put a lot of effort into trying to make that football team. You know, the hard knocks, and just throughout training camp, I thought I played really well, and you know, it was one of those things where, you know, you put a lot of effort, physically, mentally, emotionally. You know, you put a lot into it, you know, trying to make a football team. And when I got cut, it was pretty tough, but, you know, I can't really sulk about it. I can put my head down for that long, because this was something that I wanted to keep working for. So I drove all the way back up to New Jersey and started working out probably 2 days later.
What was that drive like?
I made it in 1 day, so I just did it straight with one of my buddies, actually, who was down there. You know, he canceled his flight and drove back with me, which was nice. So I had some company, but you know, I had some time just to think about you know my career, you know, what I was doing, and you know, I couldn't sulk about it. It was one of those things. I mean, I wanted to do something. I had a goal in mind, and I wanted to get back to work. So I was trying to get back to New Jersey as quickly as possible.
Your fiancée is a CrossFitter. How many things can she do athletically that you can't in a workout?
She can do a lot, and right now she's actually pregnant with my twins, and she's a doctor. She's a residency. She's still working 24-hour shifts and doing surgeries. She can do a lot of stuff. She can, you know, clean and snatch probably more weight than I can clean and snatch, and she does really good. You know, she can row on the row machine. She's probably better than that at me, but you know, I'm a pretty tough competitor. So after I'm done, I might have to give it a try.
Oh, give us some of these stories, because you guys can be unreasonably competitive. Give us a time that you guys have gotten into an argument over a competition, because that has to happen, right? Oh,
it happens all the time. I mean, I think we were playing chess just recently, because she thought she could beat me at chess, and you know, we broke out the board. She got it for me for Christmas. We broke it out, and I beat her the first game. And you know, she knew it was going to happen, and she didn't want to finish, but I made her finish, because you know, I had to get her in the checkmate. And you know, anything that we compete in, I mean, there's no chance I'm going to let her win something.
All right, that's convenient, Chris, that you told us the story where you won. How about telling us the story where you flipped over a board or something because she wanted something?
All right, well, I mean, she's growing up, she used to be pretty good at playing the game Super Smash Brothers, and she can still kick my butt. And to this day, it frustrates the hell out of me, because I can't beat her in that game.
Chris, my father still hasn't forgiven the Miami Dolphins for letting you go. What do you have?
That's right.
What do you have for?
What is the most romantic thing you have done for your fiancée, Ashley?
Wow, he's getting right in there, right in there.
I set up a really nice Super Bowl party for her, because she wasn't able to come because of our twins, and I flew a couple of her friends up, had the whole thing catered, nice. Flowers, you know, the whole nine, just to make it special for her.
That's the game that you had to have the 9 catches for the 180 yards, though. You had to do that in the Super Bowl. Thanks. Yeah, you really blew it. You blew it. It's romantic, but you didn't quite get it done. Thanks for being on with us, Chris. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
When are you going to get me some
knock it off. Let's get out of here.
That's about time.
All right, enough.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is happy his favorite son is back. Do you question?
Yeah, you give us topics and events, and we question them. I never doubted which son he was talking about, by the way.
Do you question if this should count as a home run?
Southern Illinois and Stetson. I don't know if this is the play. I heard something about a grand slam where a guy ran through a wall. Is that the play we're going to show, or is it a different play?
Turned on deep left field, heading for the corner.
Nope. This would be the play that you ruined for
The
us.
play I already ruined. Is that guy unconscious?
Wow.
Oh, the ball's just there. I mean, grand slam.
Wow. Like, I feel like that young man had a chance to realize, yo, that wall ain't padded, bruh. This is not, like, an out is not worth it.
I mean, it's a regular season game, Southern Illinois and Stetson. Protect your body, kid.
Well, I know one outfielder who could have tracked that down.
We have some other.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
You remember.
Oh, I don't remember
That's
this. What does this dog do when he chases it down? Does it run through a wall? Does he run over the kid? Is that what happens?
He comes and tags him out at the
Yes!
pool.
Bang!
Gotcha.
Do you question if this guy is Draymond's kryptonite?
What happened with Draymond Green? What do we got? Let's see here.
Oh,
yeah. See, this is excellent. How did this take so long to get to in the show?
Wow.
There it is.
But he's teaching people how to do this. Why is this a skill you
man,
want?
what is that all about? This seems amazing.
I mean, come on, man. There's got to be equipment involved, man. I feel like this is all a con.
Oh, for the love of
Why
God.
would this be something you wanted to say you could do?
A battering ram of some sort?
Whoa. Oh, so that's why people are
it's
trying.
a commercial for something?
Now he's saying that it could, I mean, fix all kinds of other stuff. I mean, I guess if you had any of those problems, you'd be willing to try it.
Well, I know how you train for that.
How do you train for that?
Oh, yeah, your man.
Really? What? I mean, what are we doing? So you graduate from this to the other school, or the other school to this? No, I feel like this is the graduate level work on this front right here.
I was so afraid that this was going to end poorly.
Yeah.
Time to play the game that found something living in its belly button. See? Oh, no.
Tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On the Big Ten Network, Northwestern at Illinois.
No, thank you. But let's check in with the son of Doug Collins. He's the coach for Northwestern. And Doug Collins is a nervous dad. He does not give off relaxed here watching his son coach. Look at this.
Collins on his feet.
Game is close. Minute left.
Damn, dog, it's Rutgers. Chill out.
I know, right? He is suffering. Rutgers is 13 and 14. That does not look healthy.
Come down to the foul line.
And that's what it looks like when a father loves his son.
So important
That's
here now.
interesting to watch it from that perspective. I envy the son of Doug Collins. Look at that. That was my father. Throughout my childhood, I'd strike out. Well, not this part. The part where he just walks out of the arena dejected and red-faced. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I got to say, though, that is a better look than when Chris was an assistant at Duke and Doug Collins showed up to the ACC tournament in a Hawaiian shirt with a blonde dye job. That's one of the 5 funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I ain't making that up, neither.
You couldn't make that up. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, this brings back old memories. You know, do you remember what I used to do when I was watching you play?
Yeah, you used to.
Hey, boo, you stink, you gotta do better down there. You're a bum, you're a bum.
Right. I do remember, yeah.
Wait, he wasn't saying that to the other team, was he?
No, it was me.
On HBO, Real Sports with Brian Gumbel.
Did Brian Gumbel want a trip to his vacation home near spring training, and that's why he created a story around Joe Madden? Let's see.
In the days before leaving for spring training, Madden was at the wheel, prepping to make the 2,000-mile trek from his home in Florida to spring training in Arizona in his own RV. Madden seems to revel in being different, whether it's the way he gets to work, the way he thinks about the game, or the way he personalizes his lineup cards, with initials of mentors and friends and a variety of acronyms that remind him of what's most important, even amid the pressure of a World Series.
Do not permit the pressure to exceed the pleasure. I just used the first letters.
Do not permit the pressure
to exceed the pleasure. You're playing a game, man. You're playing a game. I've wanted to do this since I was a kid. I'm going to go out there and not have fun with it. You got to be kidding me.
DNB AFF.
Yeah, do not be a fan.
Which basically means...
Don't spectate. Don't watch the game. You cannot take one pitch off.
Joe Madden is interesting. That was not. Bomani, are you intrigued?
So he drives the RV from Florida to Arizona. How's the damn thing get back?
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, what the hell is going on with Brian Gumbel? You know, he doesn't even shave for his job anymore. He looks like a homeless guy. They don't pay enough there.
He is kind of mailing
That's
it in.
right.
I mean, he is. I think that's fair comment. He just wanted a trip on an RV.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer.